Mohammad Mahabat Khan III, the last ruler of the Indian principality of Junagadh, had 800 dogs. At the same time, each of them had their own room, which was accompanied by a personal butler. He had to feed, walk and even ride in a rickshaw, an Indian cart on two wheels, which is pulled by a shaft by a person of his ward, having previously dressed him in a dog costume. But in 1922, Muhammad outdid himself by arranging the wedding of one of his beagles to a golden retriever named Bobby. The ceremony cost the Indian aristocrat £22,000 sterling, by today's standards, £1 million sterling or $1.25 million. Among the invited guests were monarchs, Indian politicians and, of course, numerous animals. The largest and most authoritative visitor to the dog wedding was an elephant. So why did the ruler of Junagadh need 800 dogs? In ancient India, the official Brahmin religion considered the dog to be an unclean animal. But how to explain the numerous references to dogs as mythical images? The ancient god Kandoba was depicted with a dog's head, and he came from a dog. During the solemn ceremonies in his temples, the attendants barked like dogs, and the believers who came to bow to him pretended to be fed them with bones in memory of a great canine ancestor. Moreover, it was believed that a barren woman, having served for some time in such a temple, would certainly give birth to a child. Apparently, the temple clergy knew how to do more than just bark. The dog, according to learned books, is still revered in some parts of Bombay as a friend of the god Shiva himself. The god of the Indian afterlife, Yama, also got himself dogs, and they began to guard the entrance to the next world. In India, a lot of all sorts of cases related to burial were put on the dog. The sage Vasistha even composed a poetic hymn to the dog in order to secure a place in heaven for himself. And there is nothing strange that some Indian families kept a dog as an animal, symbolically belonging to the whole family. After all, once the animals were totem and gave the name to the whole family. So, although in India the opinion that the dog is an unkind beast still wins, this does not prevent, however, the chosen dogs from communicating with the gods and being favorites of great philosophers. In 1947, the Maharaja had to flee. And, naturally, he filled his private jet with dogs and treasures, leaving his children and wife to fend for themselves, because that's room for a few more dogs. Subscribe to our channel for more amazing stories about pets and their famous owners.